Hello, welcome to my channel if you're new. If you're not new, what's up? I'm back. Whoa, I am really tired. I get really weird when I'm tired. So sorry if this ends up really badly. That gives me anxiety. So I thought it would be a great idea to film a video that is different than I've done before, because wow, creativity, pushing the limits, you know, that's what we do here. Excuse me, my hair. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint my nails black and we're just gonna talk, you know? You can watch this if you're bored. You can watch this if you want to fall asleep and listen to someone ramble. You can watch this while you're eating because you already watched all the content that you want to watch during lunch and this is the only thing in your feed and you wonder, who is this girl? And then you remember that at one point you subscribed to me and it was probably because you either saw my reaction videos or you watched me redo my room with my friends and that's why you subscribed, and then you realize that she uploads other things but this is not the content that I signed up for, and then you unsubscribe to me because you don't see that I'm doing any more room videos even though my room has been updated and changed. And then you're wondering, when is she gonna do that room tour she said she was gonna do 3 years ago? So if that's you, I'm sorry. But like I said, I'm going to be painting my nails black because I really want to paint my nails black and I just bought some new black nail polish. That's what this video is going to be. We're gonna talk about a lot of stuff. I don't know what they are yet. I asked on Twitter and Instagram if anyone wanted to ask a question or bring up a topic of discussion, but those usually don't get a lot of responses. So I'm going to say that this will most likely be me talking about a lot of things that I hope you find interesting, and feel free to join the discussion in the comment section. Let me know what you think. You absolutely don't have to agree with me because we are all entitled to our own opinions and thoughts, and I truly value conversation and I would love to know what you think about anything that I'm going to be talking about. All right, let's just jump into it. So first I'm going to be starting off with this multi-care base and top coat. It's by Revlon. It's cheap. I got it like years ago. I know people find 2-in-1 things like gross or they don't like it, but I mean, like, if I'ma save money, I'ma save money because your girl a grad student. Also, if you hear yelling, those are my brothers and they're playing Smash, so they get a bit intense. Ooh, talking about grad school, let me tell y'all about study that I've been preparing to do. I think those of you who subscribe to me for K-pop content, which, sorry, I don't do a lot of that as much as I did before, but I think you'll find this interesting. I'm preparing to do a study and I actually finalized the topic and it's going to be about K-pop fandoms. I think it will be very interesting and yield very interesting results. The specific thing in K-pop fandoms that I want to talk about is the interplay and the interaction of K-pop fandoms in the physical, real-life realm and the digital online realm, and how those two work together, how they inform one another, the tensions of that, what that means. Yeah, I think it'll be really interesting. I'm gonna try and explain this the easiest way that I can without getting too theoretical. But basically, if you map the internet and digital realm of a K-pop fandom and K-pop, and then you map the physical and in real life aspects, that realm, if you're mapping them, which I did, there are things that overlap and exist in both. With that in mind, I'm really interested in that middle area, the things that you can't say necessarily are purely one and purely the other, because as I've been talking to my professor, we've been discussing how the real physical realm of things and the digital, the lines of those two are blurring and they're switching all the time, and their relationships and the meanings of that are always being reinterpreted. So the things that I put in the middle when I was mapping for my study, which it's a preliminary map, it's not finalized, but the things that landed in the middle were the artists themselves, the fans, and the music. And what I mean by that is the artists themselves are human people, biologically, just like us. But the way that K-pop is diffused predominantly is through the digital and online space. But if you think about it, everything in the digital and online space is cooked, to quote Levi-Strauss. Everything is processed on the internet. There's nothing raw. There's nothing truly real and unfiltered. With that in mind, because it's diffused through the internet and the digital realm, the person that you see who's an artist is processed. And I know that's kind of a given with the K-pop industry, but it's very interesting to think of it as the artist having this processed digital online entity that represents them, but is truly not them, made that way to be marketed. In addition to that, fans, who a lot of us, myself included, connect through the internet and are part of the digital online space, because social media allows us to create various personas and projections of ourselves. We ourselves have a digital entity just like the artists. So even though, say, you interact with an artist on Twitter, for example, say ARMY's interacting with BTS via Twitter, it's not really you interacting with BTS as much as people would like to think that. The person you're interacting with is a processed entity. You don't actually know them. And I would argue you will never know them. Let's go back to my first example. As much as I could say I know a lot of facts about BTS, I don't know BTS. Unless you are actually like a part of their lives, as in like their family members. You don't actually know them. Do you know what I mean? Even if you go to a concert, like BTS concert that's coming up in May, even if you go to a concert and you see them, your idea of them, your understanding of them is not them. It is the digital online entity of them, but it's not them, and you can never actually know them. Just like they can never actually know you. Speaking generally to fans. I just find that fascinating, and I really want to dive into that. I'm basically going to collect data from fans. I'm going to be going to different places that I'm mapping currently, field sites, to study, interview, maybe survey people who are K-pop fans and just see like how they understand that tension and interplay. But yeah, I think it'll be a very interesting study. Hopefully it will help people, especially because it's not even just for K-pop, it's just for everyone nowadays, because the internet is so accessible to so many people, and I feel like a lot of people are having a very difficult time negotiating their identities in real life and then their identities, which could be multiple identities, online. I don't know, I'm just really excited about that. I love that I get to study something that I have a good idea about, but in more depth and in academic terms. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. So yeah, I'm in grad school. I'm currently studying intercultural studies for a master's. I graduated my undergrad with a BA in cultural anthropology. Oh, okay. So someone asked a question on Instagram. Honestly, I'm really sorry. I never really knew how to say or use your name. Isra Dalvi, and they asked, really random, but how do you perceive India? Hope you remember me. Of course I remember you. You are absolutely lovely. You are a gem. I think it's such a cool country and it's so diverse. India is actually a huge country and people like don't understand that. They don't understand how big the population in India is. I think it's so cool that so many more people in India currently, if we're talking about like current stuff, have access to the internet now. I think that is amazing and it will definitely shift just the entire community online. I think it's so culturally rich. As far as like recent things that involve India, I have been keeping tabs on the mass exodus of Rohingya refugees that have been fleeing Myanmar for some time, I think since the 70s, and I know a big population of them have fled to India. The last statistic that I read was around 40,000 of the refugees have fled to India. But I think a big majority of them have also gone to other countries, like mainly Bangladesh. But India is up there as far as how many people are going there. It's very interesting to see that, just the whole area in regards to Rohingya refugees. Very interesting, very interesting. So I don't know what your take on that particular topic would be. I would love to hear your thoughts on that. Also, in regards to like just India, I definitely think that we as just citizens of the world need to be helping the poverty situation in India. I think my base coat is dry, so I could start with the black. Next question. I got another question. How exciting. This is from my friend Tiffany. She asked, if you could re-experience the first time you heard a group or a song, what group or song and why? Ooh, girl, this is thick. That's a difficult question. I think she specifically is asking about K-pop, so I will think of K-pop groups and K-pop songs. For sure. Also, I'm really bad at painting nails. I'll have to clean it up later. Yeah. Also, my nails are short because I play bass. So I can't have long nails because then it makes it sound funny. For sure, as far as like a song that I would love to like re-experience, Serendipity, Jimin's solo song is like one of the best songs I've ever heard in my life, and I wish all the time that I could re-experience that because it's such an amazing song. It's so beautiful. I honestly cried when I first heard it because it's just so perfect. There's so many elements to that song. You know when you hear a song and it kind of puts you in a mood where it's like you just settled into a hot tub and it's like, ah, yes, like at the perfect temperature. It's not super hot, so it's just right, and you kind of like sink into it. That's how I felt when I heard that song, but like in my soul. I don't know, does that make sense? I'm sorry if that like makes absolutely no sense to anyone except me, but yeah, that's how I felt when I heard Serendipity for the first time. It's just a all around amazing song. I really wish that I could just rehear it the first time, especially because like when it came out, it was a video. We didn't know what that was. We thought it was like comeback trailer. We thought it was just like a little preview. We didn't think it was a full-blown song, and then it was only Jimin. Like none of us were prepared for just Jimin. And the lyrics are so beautiful, and the art direction of the music video was perfect. I actually think that I replayed that song non-stop for at least a week. I am gonna wait until this fully dries to do this one. Let's talk about how I'm turbulent. So, a lot of you probably know what a Myers-Briggs personality type is. I'm INFJ, and I'm also T. So that means that I am turbulent, and this is a perfect example of me being turbulent. Like, I was so like fine and happy like 2 seconds ago, and now I'm just like, everything that I do is annoying and whatever. I'm a very sensitive person. There's a huge part of me that wishes that I didn't care so much about people, which I know it sounds bad, but if you understand and you have a similar experience and thought process as I do, you care a lot about a lot of things and about people, and people don't care as much as you do, and you just feel kind of like different. I don't know. You feel out of place all the time. You feel like you invest a lot of time and energy into things, into people, and it's not reciprocated the same way. You get burned out occasionally, and it sucks. It really does suck. I get these waves where I don't want to talk to people ever, and I don't, and I tell people like I'm not gonna talk to anyone for like a week or however much. Like, I think this past year I did it twice, where I completely shut everyone out because I was just done with everything and with life and with people and dealing with people, and I don't know. I know it's not healthy. I don't want to be like this. Ooh, you know what really fires me up relating to this is people who talk about mental health and like say that they have mental health problems when they don't, and they just want to do it because it's trendy. And like, I don't know why being sad is trendy. Like, that's really annoying to me because people are out here and they're really dealing with stuff, like really dealing with depression and anxiety, and everyone's just like, oh my gosh, like I have depression and anxiety, I'm so relatable and cool. Like, stop it. Like, you're not helping. You know, it really does piss me off. I'm talking about this because I think it's important, not because I want you to be sad for me and whatever. Like, I want to get better, and I want other people to get better too. I don't think it's healthy to like stay in this mindset and stay in this way of thinking. I don't think that being empathetic and being emotional, which the connotations of emotional, especially if you're a woman, is like female hysteria and stuff like that, and that's stupid, okay? People have emotions, and some people experience them much more intensely than other people. I am definitely one of those people, but I don't think it's a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing to be empathetic. And sometimes I definitely think like, oh, I wish I wasn't. But I feel like this is the way that I was made. This is the way I was crafted. I was made to be empathetic and to relate with people in a different way, in a different intensity than other people who don't do the same thing, because I'm equipped to have different conversations with people, you know what I mean? So if you're like me, I definitely would say like it's not a bad thing, and I hope you don't think it's a bad thing. And you're not alone. It's just, for me right now, I'm trying to find a balance. I'm definitely extreme when it comes to that, and being an extreme of anything isn't healthy. So I really do want to focus on balancing myself. Yeah, I want to grow as a person, and I'm optimistic about that. I definitely feel like in this season of my life, that's something personally that I need to focus on. I was gonna say that that's off topic, but we don't even have a topic, so. Oh my gosh, my nails are so messy. Don't worry, I'm going to clean it up. I'm just going to let them dry and then do like the edges. This polish is really thick, so I don't think I need another coat necessarily. As far as the coloring, I think I just need to do a top coat after I clean it up. Or maybe before, I don't know. I'm not a nail expert. What else can we talk about? Oh, okay. TXT debuted this morning at 3 for me, because I live in the Americas. I listened to their song, I saw live performance. I didn't really watch any of their like more variety show-esque things, but I listened through the album a few times. I don't know if I have a favorite song. I definitely have like a lot of opinions about the album and their sound, but I don't want to like offend anyone because it's just my opinion, and I definitely have a different ear when it comes to music than other people, and I have different tastes than other people, and that's okay. So I preface this conversation with that, because if you loved all of these songs, then that's great. Like, you definitely should find things that you love. For me, I thought all of the songs overall were good songs. I don't think any of their songs were like revolutionary as far as like the industry and like K-pop as a whole, but they were like good songs. Their title track especially, very full. The soundscape of the whole song is just like, it's big, it's full, which I love when songs are full. Very much mid and high end. I felt like they could have done a lot more with the bass of the song. They didn't really have much. I feel like that's kind of how I felt with this whole album. But I'm very particular when it comes to music, and that's just me. You could have you could think the song's perfect, and that's perfect, you know, totally cool. Yeah, overall, I don't really have an opinion about them as like people, because again, going back to like my study, I don't know them and I will never know them, but even with like the small amount of information that I do have about them and their digital entities, I also still don't have an opinion. I'm gonna have to, I guess, watch them maybe on variety shows and things like that, or like behind the scenes, to see if I have an opinion, if I have a favorite person. But yeah, that's where I am right now with them. All the luck to them. I think it's very hard to debut right after a group that is so legendary. By the way, I'm doing my top coat now, but TXT, they're kind of in the same boat as iKON and Winner, preceding Big Bang, and then I wouldn't exactly say that they're the same as Blackpink. Talented, but I have some opinions about just like Blackpink as they like debuted, like the whole situation with 21 and stuff like that. So I'm not going to relate Blackpink to 21 in that way, but I will talk about Big Bang and Winner and iKON. It's very hard to debut after you have like a legendary group. I don't think there will ever be a time where people do not compare TXT to BTS, and that is quite unfortunate for them as artists and as people. I think everyone should be judged by the quality of their content, the quality of their art and creation, and it's hard when there's such a big, well-known group before you. I mean, they definitely do have an advantage that other debuting rookie groups don't have, which is like they're from a reputable company. But besides that, it's hard. Yeah, it'll be cool to see where they go. It's definitely a weird space. I do think that Big Hit is smart in the fact that they're debuting them right before BTS has to start going to the army. I think that's a wise business move, as opposed to other companies that release new groups in a pattern formula, like every 2 years, and then it's a boy group, it's a girl group, it's a boy group, you know what I mean? I definitely do think that the way in which TXT is being promoted and their timing as far as debut is very wise. I'm hopeful for them, but I'm worried. But I worry about a lot of things that I probably shouldn't care about. I'm weird in that way. Yeah, let me know your thoughts about TXT. Let me know what you think about the songs. I don't know if I will go into depth about the music, the things that I liked about it, things that I don't like about it. I could maybe do that in a separate video, but also like copyright, which is the devil of YouTube. So I finished putting on my top coat. So now I have to wait and then clean it up because I'm not very good at this. Okay, so they're very young, so I'm not sure how much their voices are like developed, but for me, I really wanted to hear a baritone, and thus far in this album, I really haven't heard anyone whose range would be considered baritone. In K-pop, tenors, especially tenor ones, are very popular and very predominant in the industry and in groups. And the reasoning for that is because the way that K-pop music for boy groups is written is they are written in keys that typically young teenage females will be able to sing them comfortably, which is higher than the regular average male's vocal range, which is why most K-pop groups are comprised, at least of their singers, of tenors, particularly tenor ones. If you are a baritone or a bass, you probably won't make it as a singer just generally. You will probably be made a rapper. But for the groups that do have baritones, I think it brings so much color and variety, and it just makes the possibilities for that group and their music so much better and so much wider. So you have groups like EXO, who has Chanyeol, and he's a baritone. And he was made to be a rapper, but he has a beautiful voice. He has such a great voice. And when SM finally like let him sing more after, you know, other people left, God bless their souls, but after they finally let him sing, like, he has a great voice that was definitely overshadowed in the early part of his career, in the early part of EXO's career. And then V from BTS is also a baritone, and he has a beautiful color. Like, I love the quality of his voice. It's amazing. There's so many genres he's able to do with his color and his tone. It's just amazing. So yeah, I really wanted there to be a baritone in TXT. I feel like this album didn't really showcase a lot of their musical ability as much as it could have. It definitely like gives you a vibe and like an overall feel of them as a group, but I really want to see their musicality and their, as far as like rap and singing, I really want it to be showcased a lot more, because I feel like they have a lot of really good potential. I feel like they have a lot of potential, and I really want to see that showcase. I really want to be impressed. And I feel like they can. It's just this didn't really showcase as much as I hoped for. But then again, I'm just a random person who just listens to music, and you know, what do I know? Yeah, I really hope one of them is a baritone, because I feel like K-pop needs that. Like, baritones and basses are so overlooked, and they have great voices, and there's so many great baritones and basses, and K-pop just doesn't want them. And I'm here as a person who studied music and a person who's been in choir, and I'm just like, why not, you know? So Isra asked me another question, and she asked, will you be making a video to update us on the novel that you're writing? This can be like a mini update, I guess. So I am in the process of writing it. I really want to be done by the end of this year. I really am in love with the characters that I've written. I like the depth that I've been able to create with them and their characteristics and their backgrounds. I hope you guys will enjoy them and like them also when they make their debut appearance. Alright, I think they're dry now, and also very ugly, because like I said before, I'm really bad at this. So I guess that's pretty much it. Thank you for joining me. I hope that you had a good time. I hope you found this conversation interesting. I will see you guys in the next video, whenever that is. Bye!